friends, and welcome to my channel if you're new, or welcome back if you're back. If you are new, hi, my name is Rabbit, my pronouns are they, them, and today's video is just another one in the installment of Vlogoween for 2023. It's been an absolutely fantastic season and I got a lot more exciting content to share with you guys. This one's gonna have some spooky little trip to the library, some soup making, and a lot more. So if you're interested, I hope you keep on watching, and thank you so much for sharing the spooky season with me. Hey friends! Okay, it is, oh my god, it's Sunday. Okay, it's late in September and it's Sunday. Kate and I are gonna go to the pumpkin patch and the corn maze today, and I can't freaking wait. We were supposed to originally go, I think on Friday, but he was feeling like really unwell, so we decided to just postpone it. So all set, we're going today. I'm feeling a teensy tiny bit unwell, but honestly, all good. I am feeling healthy during my favorite season, so nothing bad's gonna happen. And yeah, I'm really excited to go to the pumpkin patch. Before I do, let me show you the outfit for the day. So just the scrunchie in, I think like a black velvet scrunchie is the color we're going with today. I finally turned my little Michael's gravestones into hair clips and I am loving it. I think they look super cute. Before I popped on camera today, I just did these little bats on this side, and then this is supposed to look like a jack-o'-lantern face to honor the pumpkins that we will see. I don't know if it actually reads as that, but that's the idea. And then the makeup's supposed to look purple. It looks more like pinky red on camera, but hey, we'll live. I'm wearing blush and lipstick because we're gonna be outside, so thumbs up for cool makeup. For jewelry, we've got the snakes and a little dangly spider web in the background. Then this choker that I added a little charm to that has a spider on it. This is a necklace that I DIY'd. This is a necklace that I found at the thrift store that I think you're supposed to double up, but I love it like just dangling super low. And then this spiderweb shirt is a DIY by me, and one of the sleeves is totally sewn on inside out, but I don't think it's super noticeable and I'm not gonna fix it, so it is what it is. But this little tank top thingy that I'm wearing underneath, I thought I'd go kind of tank toppy because it says it's gonna be 18 degrees outside, despite the fact that it looks overcast and rainy as heck, and I'm bringing my like sweaters with a hood and stuff just in case. But it says it's gonna be hot, so I'm gonna try it with the tank top today. I got this recently at the thrift store, and it's like really tight, and there's something about like clothing that compresses you like super evenly that is like very soothing to me, so I'm very excited about that. Then I'm wearing this little belty thing that I got online forever ago. I think it fits my camera in the pocket, so that will be handy. And then the jeans, I never wear jeans. Oh my god, who am I today? The jeans are from when I was in high school, so a lot of these bands, I still like them, but I don't listen to them as much as I did in high school. But they're fun jeans, and they'll work out. Since they're kind of from when I was younger, and they're a little bit small now, I'm just I think this big belt helps layer over everything that's like the zipper's kind of stretching, but it's fine. It's okay. The belt distracts. And I'm trying to remember to tell you guys which perfumes I'm wearing. So today it's Squid by Zoologist. This one is super weird and I love it. Every time I spray it on, I'm just like, it brings me to the seaside, being like a cool sailor and like having that like sea splash go over me. It's peppery, it's salty, it has like some incense in the background, super mysterious, and I feel just like a very spooky little corn maze adventure. Requires a bit of pirate vibes for some reason today. So that's the goal. I will catch you at the corn maze and the pumpkin patch. Can't wait to see you there, so let's get on going. So the corn maze that we went to has sort of a farmyard, petting zoo type of area with all sorts of animals. So Cage and I decided to visit all of them first. There was one horse who had recently had a baby that was just 2 weeks old, and normally when I've seen baby horses before, they've been like regular size, so they're all lanky and like kind of awkward looking and very funny. But this one was a miniature pony baby horse, so all of it was miniature and it wasn't really lanky. It was very sweet and just kept very close to its mom and super adorable. There were also some really adorable baby pigs and then a really adorable mama pig. Ton of goats. Some were having a little nap in their feeding troughs, and the day we went, as you can see, it was just an absolutely beautiful, very sunny day. There weren't too many people at the farm, but one thing that I was excited to see was that there were like multiple other alternative people that I saw. So that was just a complete treat. I absolutely love when I go out and about, and especially in these kind of unexpected areas, see other alternative people. I guess like a corn maze isn't unexpected, but seeing them also like pet ponies and stuff was like, oh, I love this. Anyway, we got to meet lots of piggies, lots of horses. There were some
some donkeys that were absolutely sweet, and we saw these very, very sweet chickens that were in their little coop together. I have a soft spot for chickens since I grew up with them, and they're just, such sweet little angels. We also got to see some, oh gosh, are they alpacas or llamas? I sometimes tend to forget which is which. Like side by side, I know how to tell the difference, but regardless, these guys were super, super sweet, and it was a fun time to get to pet them. They have very strange feet, like they've got like sort of a cloven hooves kind of feel, which is a lot of fun. Super, super cool, almost like bird feet. Regardless, there's this wonderful field that has all these wild birds that Cage and I got to sit by for a while we got to watch them swarm over everything and listen to like the bird songs and the rustling of the wind. We also got to visit a cow, which was super, super sweet. I have an incredibly huge soft spot for cows. I think they're one of the prettiest animals ever, between their ears and their giant eyes. In general, farm animals, I feel like, kind of sometimes get a bad rap, but they're all so freaking cute. It was just absolutely delightful to get to see them. There were lots of adult goats and baby goats, and goats are always super fun because they have like those kind of wild looking eyes that like kind of freak Cage out a little bit, but he also thinks they're cute, so it's like a very fun push and pull. But the babies are just absolutely adorable. We had an absolutely delightful time getting to say hello to all the animals, and the farm had also set up a bunch of almost little like photo booth type areas. So they had lots of like tractors with pumpkins and wagons with pumpkins and those giant cutouts that are painted that you like stick your face in so you can like look like you're part of a scene. It was just an absolutely delightful time to get to like walk around and hold hands and like to feel like the warm sunshine on my skin like while it was still like kind of the end of the summer there, and look at all the pumpkins and see all the very sweet animals. Absolutely delightful time. We even got some lemonade and fries and walked around to eat those. Once we had our fill of that, it was time to check out the cornfield, and unfortunately this was the shortest it had been in a long time. I guess because we had a hail this year, a lot of it hadn't grown as tall as it usually would, but a lot of the corn and the sunflowers were kind of dead, which last time we went to the sunflower field, I had asked the person who worked there, like, do you, like, keep it open much longer once the sunflowers have died? Because it would be, like, kind of fun and spooky to, like, get to walk around all the dead sunflowers. They're like, no, we, like, close it after the first frost. And I was like, okay, fair enough. But then I kind of got my wish here, because so much of the corn was kind of, like, in its weird, rustly, rotting out era because of, like, this giant frost. Wish accomplished. The clouds began rolling in and the wind started picking up, and it was just super, super delightful. As we got deeper into the corn maze, it started to get taller, and we were able to like find a really nice spot to just sit down in and listen to the rustling of the leaves. Oh, that's one of our favorite things to do when we get into a corn maze, is either sit or lie down in like a little secluded spot. So that was super, super fun. And they have all these really tall wooden structures that are kind of like staircases on both sides that you can climb up, so you can get like a nice aerial view of the field. That was a super, super fun time. I really, really enjoyed that. Since they do kind of a design in the top of it, there's a bunch of the cornfield that's been like shaved down, so you can see these kind of like bare areas, and it almost feels like you're walking in like a crop circle. So that was like really fun to see, especially since they will like use different colors for certain things or just like tamp them down. So that was really fun to stand in the middle of. I definitely got like a giant need and nostalgia to watch Children of the Corn when I got back home. Like I was like, okay, as soon as we get home, this is what we're doing. We're gonna hunker down and have a Children of the Corn night. It's one of those super cheesy, over the top movies that I just think is super delightful, and I would love to get to read the book this year, or maybe like download the audiobook, because I'm pretty sure it's fairly short and it would make a good listen for when Cage and I go on our little camping road trip this year. Anyway, ever since I discovered corn mazes last year, they've been one of my absolute favorite parts of the autumn. There's something so magical feeling about them, and since they're so huge, despite the fact that their parking lot is full and that it feels like there's a million people there, you can still be in the corn maze and feel completely isolated and alone. So that was a super delightful time. But we did eventually finish our time up in there, and then it was time to explore the rest of the farm. They had a lot of game sort of things, so we went around and did a little bit of that, found some of their cute photo booths to hang out and drink more radioactively colored beverages. We also went to this spot because they have a pumpkin patch, and again, it's one of those places that they call a pumpkin patch despite the fact that it's just cut pumpkins in a field. But like, listen, it's totally okay. We had a delightful time there anyway, since they also set up all these really cute like little photo boothy areas. You can walk around and pick whichever pumpkin you like from like all the display, and they have this big pumpkin throne. This year they also had a bubble station where you could use like a string to make these giant bubbles. So Cage and I had an absolutely delightful time getting to run around in some of those, especially me. And though we didn't get any pumpkins on this specific trip, the next time we go to the pumpkin patch, we absolutely will. In the evening, I wanted to cozy up with a little bit of warm soup since it had gotten quite chilly, and I had all these beautiful vegetables, again, from my mom's garden: the carrots, the potatoes, the garlic, pretty much everything but the onion, I think. So, starting by peeling and chopping everything that I need to, and getting a hot pot of oil ready so I can fry up my onions. There's like nothing better than the smell of like frying like onions, garlic, if you had a little bit of ginger in there, like whatever your like base with like the onions. Oh, so freaking good. Regardless, getting a little bit of that garlic cut up to incorporate, and then I can add in my chopped carrots and then get those cleaned potatoes ready to go. Since I'm gonna blend up this soup, I'm just chopping them into like 4 rough pieces. I'm gonna boil them in some broth so it'll all cook up. This has been one of my favorite recipes forever, and it's just this potato and carrot soup. I've never made it with purple potatoes, which my mom has grown a lot of this year, and I also didn't think about the fact that that would probably affect the color, but regardless of this fact, it still tastes delicious, and it's forever been one of my favorite soups, especially for when we're feeling under the weather, since it's so simple to make, and it's just, yeah, super tasty. So I'm getting my broth ready to go for that, and then going ahead and letting it simmer for about 20 minutes. I'll write the recipe in the description. It's very simple, but I'm going ahead and letting it simmer for like 20 minutes till everything is soft enough to pierce with a fork. And I'm setting aside a couple of potato chunks since I like a little bit of texture in the soup, but otherwise I'm adding my now cooked vegetables to the blender and going ahead and blending it up. Normally it's a very pale kind of creamy color because I'll add some coconut milk to it, but because of the purple potatoes, it weirdly turned kind of green. I don't know. It's fine. It works for the Halloween season. Portioning it out on my beautiful plates into my spooky little bowls. And since we can't just have regular soup in this house during the spooky season, it must be spooky soup. I had a bit of coconut cream that I had set aside, and I wanted to make these little ghosties. I had seen someone do this with like a yogurt acai bowl. It's a beautiful video, and I'll be sure to link it below. But yes, I was inspired to do the same thing, but with my soup. So I'm going ahead with a little bit of the coconut cream and spooning it on. I think I put a little bit too much water in the soup this time because normally it's a little bit thicker, but I'm just globbing on a little bit of a ghost kind of shape, and I had some toothpicks aside also to help me, but you can use a spoon, a knife, whatever you find is useful. And also, if your soup is a little bit thicker, it would probably be easier. Then with a little skewer or toothpick, I'm making a little bit of like the bottom of the ghosty shape. And then with some sesame seeds, I'm just adding the little face. I learned this trick from the video where you just take a chopstick and wet the end a little bit, and then the sesame seeds stick to it. Super simple, and it helped make the ghost faces really cute. So there's the soup. Absolutely adorable. It was super tasty, and yeah, normally it's not green, but it's fine, and it was really delicious and helped us warm up on the cold night. Plus the ghosts look so expressive. I'm excited to do this kind of thing some more. So yes, very pleased with the result of that.
Hey friends, okay, I'm just popping in really quick. Cage hasn't gotten home yet, but he's tattooing his sister today, and hopefully he'll be done soon, and then we'll be able to go hang out and go on like a little leaf walk, and maybe if he's feeling up to it, we'll walk to the library. Regardless, just wanted to pop in and show the outfit. So little skeleton skeleton hand hair clips that were just like skeleton hands from the dollar store that I put on hair clips. The makeup originally was purple today, but I wasn't feeling the purple, so I just did black over it. You can still see some of the purple, it's fine. I also did this little dagger looking thing under, and I was considering adding like a little gem to the center of it to make it look extra like a dagger, but I don't know, we'll see. The earrings I got in Edmonton, they are little fairies in hoops, and I think they're super sweet. Choker I got online from like Wish or AliExpress or something like that forever ago. Then below that I have another necklace that I just DIY'd with all these sort of like little charms. This necklace is from the thrift store and I added a little bat to it. This necklace is from the thrift store and I think it was like Mardi Gras bead type of things. Then this dress, it was originally a nightgown that was much longer, but I have cut it quite short and dyed it black. This is one of my favorite things to do with vintagey looking nightgowns. It just makes it feel very like ghostly and like Victorian child. Then it looks like it might be kind of cold out, so I'm wearing some leggings underneath everything, but I've got some stripy black and white stockings above that, and then these boots that I got on Facebook Marketplace that I think are really cool. And should it get cold, I have planned to bring this black poncho looking thing that I got at the thrift store, and I like it because it's just like so freaking cozy. It's made out of like some sort of fleece material and it has like a nice fuzzy collar, and it is like a combination of being like super cozy but also like fancy feeling, which usually I feel like things are one or the other. It's hard to find something that is cozy and fancy, so love this. And then I've been trying to remember to let you guys know which scents I'm wearing, so today I'm going with Nightingale from Zoologist. It's like a super vintagey, light, powdery fragrance that just makes me feel like I'm in old Hollywood, like in the back of a theater, like watching the fancy actresses like put on their makeup before they go on stage. So there's just something like very vintage and fancy and exciting about it, so I thought it kind of like went with the outfit. So I will hopefully take you along with me to go look at the leaves, and then we'll go to the library. Hopefully, maybe we'll see. It should be a super fun time. Wish me luck, and I'll see you in that clip. Alright, bye.
Our first stop on our cozy walk was of course to get a seasonal drink to really set the tone. So I had gotten a maple pecan latte with oat milk, and Kate got an oat milk pumpkin pie latte. At this tea store, it's a very nostalgic spot for us, and it was just really lovely to visit. They always have beautiful art and tons of interesting local things in there. But we went ahead and it was about an hour to the library, so we were on our way. I had totally put in the wrong library on our Google Maps because I wanted to walk to this one historical one that's one of the very, very few historical public buildings in our town. And then I accidentally went instead to the super modern new one, but it's fine. We still had a really, really nice walk over. There were a bunch of birds that were really, really cool to see on our walk. We saw woodpeckers, seagulls, ducks, all sorts of different things, and it was just really wonderful to get to, as usual, take in the changing leaves, all the little berries, the sounds, the smells. There's nothing like the smell of rotting leaves and the sound of them crunching underfoot to really, really get me just feeling the Halloween spirit. At one point, I was feeling honestly a little bit anxious because filming in public, I usually it's fine, but it was quite busy, so we decided to just take a little stop to just sit down, watch the birds, watch the water, and just relax a little bit. And it was so, so helpful getting to just be in some silence together and talk through things. Honestly, I've been making YouTube videos for 3 years, and I'm totally over the embarrassment of filming, but sometimes filming in public still gets to me. But it was a delightful time, regardless, to get to walk around and look at everything and really experience the wonders of the season. Plus, having Cage with me is incredibly special. I honestly don't know what I would do without him. Like, he helps so much with this channel in general. Like, he specifically in my autumn vlogs and all the sort of cinematic beautiful footage, he always takes it. He's just so incredibly supportive of me and helpful in coming with me on all my adventures and my silly overambitious plans for the season. So getting to have someone to just appreciate the time with and who will like indulge all of my silly whims and help me fully embrace the autumn season and all seasons is just incredibly special. Okay, enough mushiness. Sorry for me. I just had to get that off my chest. It was absolutely fantastic. Most of the trees had begun yellowing, but there was still a lot of green, and it just made me feel so hopeful for the fact that we'll be able to take walks over and over for the next days or weeks until everything has fallen to the ground. One of my favorite things that I get to see in the city is all the wonderful berries. I'm always a little bit sad that they're not edible because they always look so tasty, but regardless, they're such a treat to the eyes. There were these two pigeons on this telephone wire that Cage and I spotted. One of them had very unique coloring for our area. They were both a little bit mottled, and it was just very, very gorgeous. And it was just wonderful to see the community and public gardens with their flowers slowly waning and dying. This is kind of the best time of year for Cage to walk around the wilderness because people tend to not care if you pick their dead flowers, and dead flowers are the ones that he likes most to work with. We walked by a lot of water, and there's just something so soothing about the sound of the running water and the feeling of the waves. A little bit of that river smell, it's incredibly nostalgic. We eventually finally made it to the library, and though it wasn't the one we intended to go to, it was an absolute treat to get to visit. I had originally kind of planned to look at like maybe some comic books and some manga, but then the cookbooks really caught my eye, and they had a whole section on vegan and gluten-free and like all the kind of like specialty cooking, so I spent quite a good amount of time in there getting to explore recipes and take pictures of ones that I might be interested in trying. I always like to take pictures of recipes from cookbooks instead of checking them out, because I like to cook with the books in my kitchen. I don't want to get them messy, so if they're on my phone, there's no risk of that. Cage also found some books that he was interested in. In the comic book and kind of graphic novel section that I ended up in, I found two things of huge interest. One of them was the Trollbridge graphic novel by Neil Gaiman. This is one of Cage and I's favorite short stories that we sometimes listen to during the spooky season, but we usually listen to it on audiobook, and getting to look at the graphic novel version was just absolutely delightful. The other book that I ended up actually checking out was this graphic novel by Neil Gaiman and a couple of other artists. It's called Free Country, and I'd never heard of it before, so I'm really excited to get to take it out to the park and have a little bit of an autumnal snack and read. Another thing checked off the bucket list, a spooky library visit. It was absolutely delightful, even though we ended up at the wrong one. It's totally fine.
Alright, that's all I got for today. I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you so much again for sticking till the end. That always means the world to me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day or night or whenever it happens to be that you are tuning in. Give yourself a big hug for me, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye for now. See ya.